Hi, my name is Brian Stiegel. I grew up in Mexico City, and I am the owner of Kids Corner Studio, which is an animation and motion capture services company based in Albuquerque, New Mexico. As the owner of a company, well, I basically do just about everything because we're not a very large company. At the most I've ever had is maybe two employees. But as an owner, I do basically everything. And my company, what we do is we sell motion capture equipment. Kids Corner Studio is also an animation studio, so we do work for other game companies, primarily in facial motion capture. But it could also be other types of motion capture, which is body or fingers, like you see back here in the background. You have the motion capture gloves. So I sit down in front of the computer and animate whenever needed. Whenever we do motion capture shoots, like one that I did yesterday, I'm the technical operator of the mocap system. So basically everything. As an owner, you basically have to be ready to do every part of what your company does. So a typical workday might be, I would come in and take a look and see what work we have scheduled up. For example, in motion capture, I might have a shoot that day, so I have to sit down and think about what we're going to be doing. Part of my day I have to set aside for customers, because I do have inquiries via email of customers that are looking for motion capture systems, and I have to respond to what it is that they're looking for, and many times they don't know really what they're looking for, so you have to know enough to be able to ask them the right questions. Otherwise, they'll get a system that they really don't know what to do with, right? It's kind of a long and convoluted one because I didn't start out being an animator or studying anything for animation or anything like that, because I didn't start into it until rather late in life. I came into motion capture because I started out many, many years ago as a Sunday school teacher. And I came in not knowing anything that was going on, and I saw what they were teaching or how they were teaching, and it was boring. And if I was bored, I figured the kids were bored. So then I started doing animation and looking into animation and ways to making things, spice up stuff, and we started making movies and visual effects, and then from there I started getting into the motion capture equipment, and things just kind of progressed from there until now, where I'm kind of considered an expert in my field. But it was just basically, a lot of it was learning on my own over the past 15 years or so that I've been doing this. All of it was just sit down, try to find a tutorial, do it, and then from there learn. I learned from my mistakes. But everything I've done in my life helps with the career that I've got right now, because previous to getting into animation, I was a systems engineer for IT, so that helps me in talking to my customers, because that way I can really tell what things are going on with them. Besides the actual hardware, it could be that their network is not where it's supposed to be, stuff like that. And then having grown up in Mexico, well, that helps me tremendously because I'm fluent in Spanish. And so a lot of the customers that I talk to are in Latin America. So that helps out quite a bit with that, right? So one of the personal experiences that impacted me to become an owner of a company was desperation in some ways. We were going through a difficult time. We had just moved to a new city, and things were getting a little hairy financial-wise. So I was looking for ways to supplement my income, and I figured that, well, I've gotten good enough at what I'm doing now, so maybe I can start providing my services. So I set up my own company and had to figure out how to do taxes and how to do all this other stuff and how to talk to customers and what they were looking for. But yeah, it was desperation, because without having set up this company, I wasn't going to have a lot of income coming in. I mean, because it started off as part-time, really, and now it's what brings in the majority of my income. So yeah, desperation can be a very big motivator. High school prepares you for just about everything in life, I think, because that's when you have your first problems with people and interacting with people. The school that I went to in Mexico City was a private school, and it was really tough. So they were very demanding on the work, and the way the school operated is that you started off with a bunch of kids in grade school, and as you went up the ladder, they got less and less and less. So kind of like in real life, if you can't cut it for your job, you get eliminated. So we got that kind of ingrained into us. So it was basically just being able to buckle down and do the work. That's, I think, what high school really taught me. A lot of the relationships I formed there, they were really not in what I'm doing now, because all of that came pretty much afterwards. But you never know, because I have friends that I had in high school that nowadays are some of the CEOs that I'm talking to provide my services to. So you never know. Never give up. Because in this industry, for example, the one I am, you will stick your foot in it, or basically in anything, you might stick your foot in it, make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to learn from those mistakes, but don't give up.